A man spent his days carving stone from the side of a mountain. Before sunrise, he lifted his hammer and chisel. After sunset, he carried heavy blocks down winding paths to sell in a nearby town. His hands were rough. His shoulders ached. Stone dust clung to his clothes, no matter how often he washed them. And though he worked honestly, he often found himself looking at the lives of others and wondering why fortune seemed kinder to them. This is Simple Tales. Long ago, in a small village nestled beneath the mountains of Japan, there lived a humble stonecutter. His life was simple. He owned little. Each morning he climbed the mountain. Each evening he returned home tired. The work was honest, but it was hard. Sometimes, while striking stone beneath the summer sun, he wondered why some people seemed blessed with easier lives. One day, he delivered a finely carved stone to the mansion of a wealthy merchant. As servants hurried through polished halls and rich fabrics draped every wall, envy stirred within him. The merchant never carried heavy loads. The merchant never spent long days beneath the sun. Comfort seemed to follow him wherever he went. "If only I were as rich as he is," the stonecutter sighed. A voice drifted from the mountain breeze. "Your wish is granted." At once, his worn clothes vanished. Silks covered his shoulders. Gold filled his coffers. Servants bowed when he entered a room. The stonecutter had become a wealthy merchant. For a time, he was delighted. He enjoyed fine meals. He slept on soft beds. No aching muscles greeted him at dawn. Surely, this was happiness. Yet one afternoon, shouting echoed through the streets. People rushed aside. Soldiers marched past. A powerful official rode beneath a decorated canopy while everyone bowed low. Even wealthy merchants lowered their heads as he passed. The former stonecutter watched from his doorway. Money could buy comfort. But power commanded respect. If only I were that great official. The breeze whispered again. "Your wish is granted." Suddenly, he sat within a grand carriage. Guards surrounded him. Servants obeyed every command. Crowds stepped aside wherever he traveled. At first, he enjoyed the authority. Then, summer arrived. Heat poured through the canopy overhead. Sweat soaked his robes. The blazing sun ignored his rank. It cared nothing for titles. No order could command it. Looking upward, he thought, "Even I cannot challenge the sun." And so he wished once more. The world vanished in light. Warmth flooded through him. Golden rays stretched across forests, rivers, and distant fields. Villages woke beneath his glow. Kings and peasants alike felt his touch. At last, he seemed truly powerful. Nothing on earth could escape him. Then a dark cloud drifted across the sky. Its shadow swallowed his light. No matter how fiercely he shone, the cloud blocked his rays. Frustration replaced pride. "The cloud is stronger than the sun." Again, the wish was granted. Now he floated high above the world as a vast grey cloud. Rain poured from him. Fields drank deeply. Rivers swelled. Farmers prayed for his arrival. He darkened entire valleys with his shadow. Surely this was greater power. Yet before long, a mighty wind arrived. It pushed him wherever it pleased. His shape stretched and scattered across the sky. He could not remain where he chose. The wind ruled his path. The wind is stronger than the cloud. At once, he became the wind. Invisible and swift, he raced across the earth. Trees bent before him. Ocean waves rose and crashed. Clouds scattered at his command. He rushed through valleys and swept across plains. For a while, he believed he had finally reached the summit of power. Then he encountered the mountain. The enormous peak stood unmoved. He roared. The mountain remained. He battered its slopes. The mountain endured. Day after day he hurled his strength against stone. Nothing changed. The mountain neither bowed nor fled. It simply stood. At last he admitted the truth. The mountain is stronger than the wind. The familiar voice answered, "Your wish is granted." Now he became the mountain itself. His roots stretched deep into the earth. Snow crowned his highest peaks. Forests covered his slopes. Storms came and went. Seasons passed. Nothing moved him. Nothing threatened him. At last, he felt complete. Years seemed to flow by like streams. The mountain watched the world below and thought, "There is nothing greater than this." Then, one morning, he felt something strange. Tap, tap, tap. A tiny rhythm echoed through his stone. Tap, tap, tap. Again it came. He focused on the source. Near the base of the mountain stood a man, a simple laborer, a stonecutter. Hammer and chisel rose and fell in steady rhythm. Small fragments of rock broke away. Again the hammer struck. Again the mountain yielded. The former stonecutter felt every blow. Not as pain, as understanding, as understanding. All his journeys had led him back to the very man he once pitied. The merchant possessed wealth, but answered to power. The official possessed power, but answered to nature. The sun yielded to the cloud. The cloud yielded to the wind. The wind yielded to the mountain. And even the mountain could be shaped by patient hands. For the first time, he saw the truth. Real strength was not found in titles. It was not found in riches. It was not found in becoming something greater. The stonecutter changed the world through steady effort, one strike at a time. A deep peace settled over him. I wish to be myself again. The mountain breeze whispered one final time. Your wish is granted. When he opened his eyes, he stood once more upon the mountainside. A hammer rested in one hand. A chisel rested in the other. Morning sunlight warmed his face. The same mountain stood before him. The same work awaited him. but he was no longer the same man. A smile crossed his face as he raised his hammer, not because he wanted more, because he finally understood enough. The Stonecutter's wish reminds us that every life carries burdens unseen from a distance. We often imagine happiness exists somewhere else. In another position, another fortune, another kind of life. Yet, the Stonecutter crossed the world in search of power, only to discover that contentment had been waiting where he began. Sometimes the greatest transformation is not becoming someone else. It is learning to see the value in who you already are. Thank you for joining this simple tale. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves myths, legends, and timeless wisdom from around the world. Until the next one.